What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and I'm back in the building for a brief recap of Married to Medicine. This is season 5, episode 3. So let's get off into it. First, pretty much starts off with Contessa. She is at Toya's house. And she basically tells Contessa that her dad took the boys to Red Lobster. And Toya said that she didn't want to go because she can't resist the biscuits at Red Lobster. And I was looking at Toya, you guys, and it looks like Toya put on a little bit of weight. She looks thicker. It doesn't look bad on her, but yeah, she does look a little bit bigger. I noticed that when they got to the Fitni event. Okay, so next we have Heavenly, and she is talking to her daughter, her 11-year-old daughter, about Contessa, and she's basically telling her, what's her daughter's name? Alora. She's telling Alora that, she tried to be nice, and, she was making fun of Contessa's name, and Heavenly, why the hell are you talking to your 11-year-old daughter? Bitch, you ain't got no friends. You supposed to be talking to your friends about the situation with Contessa, not your 11-year-old daughter. And I feel like you're doing that so you can... I don't feel like you have really any plans on really changing. So you trying to... check in with your daughter, because you could have had this conversation with a grown woman. I feel like if you were serious. I do like Heavenly's relationship with her daughter. They are entertaining. I know a lot of people feel like the little girl is grown, and she can act a little grown at times, but that's Heavenly's fault. So, that's, if she like it, I love it. That's her situation. I try not to judge too harshly on how people raise their kids. That's, that works for them. The little girl is smart and, entertaining. So, but yeah, Alora told her mom, you're abrasive. That's how you come off. So I thought that was pretty funny. Next, we got Toya, tells Contessa that, how Heavenly is, she's unchangeable and she's boisterous. And she just tells her that with Heavenly, you got to get past her rough exterior and, really get to know her. And at this point, it just doesn't really seem like, Contessa is really interested in getting to know Heavenly all like that. I think she was thrown off by whatever Heavenly did, which was kind of stupid. Whatever Heavenly did, I don't even remember how she did what she did. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It just was stupid for her to do that. She should have just been, hey, nice to meet you, and that's it. I think she was like bowing down to her and, oh, she don't know who I am. And, Heavenly, you are my girl on this show. I really do like you, but I felt like that was unnecessary for you to come at Contessa like that. So next they shoot back over to Alora and Heavenly. Alora tells Heavenly that, Heavenly needs to confront Toya about the Contessa situation because Heavenly is in her feelings. She pretty much feels that Toya was trying to start some shit between her and Contessa. And I kind of felt like that too, a little bit. But I feel like Heavenly, if you wouldn't have acted that way, then Toya wouldn't have even had anything to go off on. But Toya, you didn't have to do it the way you did it. To me, you both were wrong. Okay, so next we are with Quad and Dr. G. And Quad is just pretty much feeling these days that she doesn't feel like her husband appreciate all she does for him. And Dr. G feels like Quad exaggerates all she does for him. So you can completely tell these two are now on the same page. Next we have Dr. Jackie is planning her Fitni event that she does every year. And there's gifts and stuff coming in. And Curtis has been sending Dr. Jackie gifts. And plus their 15th wedding anniversary is approaching. So I guess he feel like he could send the gifts and it'll make everything, a little bit better for her. Curtis, you just shouldn't have did what you did. If you need to leave the relationship, you should have had a talk with your wife and left like that. But I don't feel like this cheating and embarrassing her, and she's on TV, and now there's reports in the magazines on the situation. It's just real messy, and these gifts are not working, Curtis. They're not working. You shouldn't have did what you did, the way you did what you did. And basically, Dr. Jackie's assistants and stuff, I believe it was 2 women, and they pretty much was, saying, well, it's an effort, he's putting in the effort, but Dr. Jackie says that she doesn't know really what she wants to do right now. She's pretty much feels like the gifts are just that. They are gifts. They are not things that are going to make this situation better for her. And she's just really struggling with the fact, should she forgive him or should she just get a divorce? Okay, so next we got Symone. Symone sits down to have yogurt with her son, Michael. I feel like he is really cute. And they basically talk about her and Cecil's arguments, and Michael used to cry when they argued, and Michael feels like if they divorce, he would have to choose, who he would have to live with, and he really doesn't. He doesn't want to have to do that. He's used to having his parents together, and it was just kind of sad. You could tell he feels sad that they're going through this, but Symone is saying, we're going to try to look into counseling and try to prevent, this situation from going there, but, it is a possibility if we cannot get along with each other. Okay, so next we have Contessa, and we learn more about Contessa and her military background. She's also been a doctor. She has 3 kids. She has a lady named Miss Renee that keeps her kids, who is Donnell Jones's mom. Y'all know the singer. He sings that, what song is that? You Know What's Up? Yeah, he sings that, and he sings some other songs that I like. I really like him. The lady who is his mom, she sings kind of bossy, no nonsense. I think Contessa didn't like that she fed the children hot dogs, and the lady was like, well, look, that's what I saw in the fridge. So I didn't see the big deal, but Contessa didn't like that, honey. They also tell us that Contessa's husband is a physician as well. And he comes in and, greets the kids. They look like a happy family. Next, we got Toya's dad. He's with her at her house, and she tells him about the intimacy is gone with Eugene. And her dad said that, back in his day when he was with her mom, Toya had said that, my dad cheated on my mom with her friend. And then when the dad talks about it, he's saying, well, he did what he did because his needs were not met at home. He never really flat out admitted really to cheating, which I found suspect. Your ass was cheating and you was up to no good. So I thought that was kind of funny. He didn't want to flat out admit to that. And then Toya had mentioned a little bit about, how her dad is nothing like Eugene, and he's very different, and she feels like Eugene is trustworthy, and she feels kind of like her dad growing up, he wasn't. And then she had told her dad about a shower head that Eugene asked her to get, and her dad was like, well, what is that for? And she was like, masturbation. And he was like, oh. So, Toya, I'm going to just tell you this, honey. You want more sex with your husband. Like I told you on my last episode, you need to initiate it. You need to be ready as soon as he get in that house. You need to, approach him. That's pretty much what you need to do. You need to stop wishing and hoping that it happens. So... next, we have Quad. Quad visits Symone, and she's on her hoverboard. And then Quad tries to do the little hoverboard thing and she can't get it. And she was like, girl, let me get off here before I may fall on my ass. Quad, starts bragging about how she won the cook-off, how Cecil was her partner. And then Symone ends up telling Quad some things. Quad learns that Symone and Cecil are having problems. And Symone tells her that Cecil feels everything in the marriage is her fault. And Symone also feels like Cecil has one image with the group and another image with her. And Quad says, she's kind of surprised to hear all this because she's always looked up to Cecil and Symone's marriage. So she's really, thrown off by this, and you can really tell that. Next, Quad shares with Symone her struggles with Dr. G, and she is upset that now she has to take out the trash. A lot of the things that he should be doing, she has to do. And Symone basically feels like Quad's main struggle with Dr. G is that she's with a man that's not a team player. And it makes Quad feel like she has to be independent and she's basically stuck on her own. And Quad just basically shares that, she doesn't feel appreciated anymore. And Dr. G always throws in her face, what he does for the family. Like, they ain't got no kids. So what he does for her, which is, I paid a mortgage. And I believe she said, well, I offered to, pay the mortgage, here's the check. And he'll act like he don't want it. And he acting like he don't want it, Quad, so he can throw it over your motherfucking head. So, you feeling unappreciated, that's a big thing in a relationship. And I just feel like with Quad, they need to get to counseling. And it's weird how he's, a psychiatrist or something, and you can't even fucking talk to him. But y'all need to go to counseling, and you need to let him know your needs, or y'all need some time apart from each other. Because that's aggravating to be with somebody that can't listen to what the fuck you need, but you always got to listen to all of their needs. I mean, and I don't like him throwing stuff in her face. That's just fucked up to me. I don't like that. It's immature. It's that whole masculine, egotistical bullshit that men be doing, and I'm not here for it. So next we got Dr. Jackie's Fitni event. I pretty much noticed they did like a sack race or something. Quad was doing a lot of bragging and screaming, and she was saying some shit about Heavenly, talking about how Heavenly was moving slow. And then Cecil ends up joining in. Symone can't be there because she on call. And then Heavenly falls. They had like this little pull they all was doing. One team on one side, the other on another side. And Heavenly damn near then fell out. Heavenly, though, her main plan is to pull Toya's ass to the side. So after all the little shenanigans with the Fitni event then go down, she ends up pulling Toya to the side after the event. And she says, Toya pretty much says that she brought Contessa over to Heavenly to work things out. That's why that last episode, matter of fact, she didn't bring Contessa. She called Heavenly over to where they was. And Heavenly feels another way. Heavenly feels that Toya is being messy. And she says that she is trying to change and not be messy. But she feels like Toya wants her to be messy with her. That's why Toya is doing all of this. Heavenly ends up getting all in her motherfucking feelings. And, she ends up walking away from Toya because she can't get a word in. Then she walks near where Quad is. Quad was just like, what's going on? And she was like, well, I'm done talking to her. I can't get a word in edgewise. And then Toya comes over and then they begin arguing again. Contessa gets brought into it and she pretty much takes the blame for everything, which I find to be interesting because Contessa, you was talking a lot of shit up at Toya's house, honey. You forgot? So why you all trying to be Miss Peacemaker now? Which is a very mature way to handle the situation. Don't get me wrong, y'all, but I just wanted her to say what she was saying at Toya's house. But Contessa pretty much takes the blame for everything, says it was a misunderstanding. She misunderstood where everybody was coming from. And that's kind of how I looked at it. Like I said, both Heavenly and Toya was wrong. So anyways, after that, Jackie speaks to the ladies afterward, telling them to make their pain their purpose. Everybody appreciated that. And then the last little scene we have is with Cecil and Symone. They both check in with one another. She's been sleeping at the other house to, I believe, to avoid Cecil and to be closer to her job. So they end up FaceTiming their counselor, and Symone pretty much tells him that she feels like they are arguing and having really bad blowouts over really petty issues. And then Cecil pretty much feels like Symone brings up stuff from a long time ago, like 15 years ago. And so they had an argument on their way to church, and Symone had dropped the divorce word, saying, hey, you can just take me home. We can just go and get a divorce. And this is while the son was in the back of the car. So that's why I guess the son had asked if they was going to get a divorce. So that's pretty much what's going on with them. Symone feels like Cecil pretty much walks around like he's perfect. She don't feel like he learns from his mistakes, and he never really says that he loves her. And, you know, all of that bothers her. And the counselor notices that Cecil acts despondent when Symone is speaking. You know, he's irritated, and it's like he doesn't want to hear. So the counselor picks up on that, and he's just like, well, does this always happen when y'all have a, you know, when she tells you how you that's how she feel? And he's like, yeah, it's pretty much always like this. So they both realize that they need to make some changes, and most of all, they need to learn to listen to each other. And I agree with that. They had mentioned something like, oh, well, we always go out with other people. Y'all need to stop hanging out with all these other people. Make time in your relationship for one another. All these other people are not in your marriage. Y'all are one of the best couples on this show, and what I noticed with y'all is y'all are able to laugh, kiki, have a really good time. Y'all need to get back to that, you know, and stop living in separate houses. Be man and wife. Be considerate of each other. Cook each other meals. Go out on dates. Y'all motherfuckers actually got the motherfucking coins to do it, and you won't do it. So, you know, I don't understand that with them. I just really hope that they work things out, because they are one of my favorite couples on here. And that's pretty much the episode, you guys. Let me know what you feel about the episode. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. It is your girl, Brand New. And I'll check y'all later.